Attention passionate Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle, SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. You've probably heard the whispers swirling around the league lately, and if you're a Seahawks fan, you know that the NFL is never static. It's a constant chess game, a series of strategic moves and countermoves, and right now, one of the most talked about moves is the potential trade involving Kenneth Walker III, the explosive running back of the Seattle Seahawks. It's a move that's generating buzz from insiders like Adam Schefter and others, and it's not just gossip. It's a move that could reshape the landscape of the NFC West, maybe even the entire NFC. So let's dive deep into what's happening, what it means for the Seahawks, and what it could mean for the Lions, who are also heavily involved in this storyline. To understand the significance of this potential trade, we need to look at Kenneth Walker III's journey. Drafted in 2022 out of Michigan State, Walker has been nothing short of spectacular when healthy. In 2024, he made a huge leap, earning a Pro Bowl nod and becoming one of the most dynamic runners in the league. His stats are impressive. In 2025, he carried the ball 88 times for 432 yards, averaging an outstanding 4.9 yards per carry, which puts him solidly in the top 10 of rushers. He scored 4 touchdowns that season, and his yards after contact, a staggering 5.6 yards per contact, making him one of the most elusive and hard-to-tackle backs in the league. His broken tackles percentage was 28%, also top 8 in the NFL, and he forced missed tackles at an incredible 45 times. All of this points to a player who's not just fast but also incredibly difficult to bring down. His explosiveness is evident, with explosive runs making up 18% of his carries, ranking him in the top 12 league-wide. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing. Walker dealt with some injuries, particularly a chronic knee issue in 2025 that caused him to miss 2 games. But even with that, his overall performance remained elite. In Week 3 against the Dolphins, he exploded for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 20 carries, with an EPA expected points added per play of plus 0.15, showcasing his ability to take over games when healthy. His career rushing total now stands at over 500 yards with 25 touchdowns, and he's shown a remarkable ability to break tackles and create big plays. His style of play is reminiscent of Alvin Kamara's peak days with the Saints, especially when it comes to elusiveness and creating yardage in tight spaces. His EPA versus stacked boxes is a bit lower at 10, but that's typical for a back facing heavy defensive fronts. Now, why would the Seahawks consider trading Walker? Well, it's a mix of strategic financial planning and roster management. The team currently has a cap space of around $8 million, which is not huge, but enough to make some moves. They're a little wary of overpaying for a running back, especially with a cap hit of $15 million, which is substantial for a player in his second year of a 4-year contract. The Seahawks have been prioritizing their defensive line, making moves to bolster their pass rush, which is currently ranked 18th in sacks with just 13. They're looking to improve their overall team balance, and part of that involves managing their cap space efficiently. The trade scenario being floated involves sending Walker to the Detroit Lions, who are currently 4-1 and in the thick of the NFC playoff chase. The Lions, as you know, have been a team on the rise, and adding a player like Walker could be the final piece to elevate their ground game to new heights. Detroit is known for its physical, run-heavy style, and Walker fits that mold perfectly. The proposed deal would send Walker for a 3rd-round pick in the 2026 draft and running back Jahmyr Gibbs, who is a promising young player with a PFF grade of 79. 3 and a 4.3 40-yard dash. Gibbs provides speed and versatility, and pairing him with Walker would give the Lions a dynamic duo in the backfield. So, what does this mean for the Seahawks? Well, they're clearly looking to optimize their roster. By trading Walker, they free up cap space, about $8 million, and can focus on other priorities, such as strengthening their defensive line or finding additional depth elsewhere. It's a move that might seem risky, especially given Walker's explosive talent, but it's a calculated decision based on the team's broader strategy to stay competitive without overextending financially. Plus, the Seahawks are betting on the talent of Zach Charbonnet, who's been developing nicely. His early grades, including a PFF score of 82, 1 and an average of 4.2 yards per carry, show promise. The team seems confident in his potential, and they're willing to part ways with Walker to better balance their roster and cap. Meanwhile, the Lions are looking at Walker as a game changer. His projection for the rest of the season suggests he could rack up around 400 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns. His yards per game could jump from 120 to around 150, and his EPA per run could increase by 19% when paired with Jared Goff, who's been solid this season with over 450 passing yards and 10 touchdowns. Walker's addition could elevate the Lions' rushing attack significantly, making them not just a pass-first team but a balanced powerhouse. His ability to produce explosive runs, more than 13 per game of 20-plus yards, would complement Goff's passing game perfectly. Imagine him sharing the backfield with Jahmyr Gibbs. Their combined explosiveness would make the Lions' offense one of the most dangerous in the league. PFF grades for the offensive line in Detroit are already high, with an 83. 2 rating that could climb even further with improved run blocking. This duo could help the Lions climb from their current 8th-ranked rushing offense to the top 3, reducing sacks on Goff by about 10%, and providing a more balanced attack overall. It's a strategic move that could shift the division power dynamics, especially considering the NFC playoff scenario and the odds of winning the Super Bowl. As of now, the odds have shifted dramatically, with the Super Bowl odds dropping from plus 2,500 to plus 1,200 for Detroit, and the NFC title favorites now at plus 150. For the Seahawks, this move signifies a sort of rejuvenation, embracing youth and flexibility. They're shifting focus from an aging roster to a more dynamic, cost-effective core. It's a smart play that allows them to keep their options open for future moves and to remain competitive in a tough NFC landscape. And for Walker, well, he's set to be a key piece in Detroit's quest for a deep playoff run. His style of play, powerful, elusive, explosive, makes him a perfect fit for the Lions' gritty, no-nonsense approach. It's a dream scenario for Detroit fans, and for Seahawks supporters, it's a bittersweet moment, recognizing that their young star might be heading to a division rival, but also appreciating the strategic thinking behind the move. In the end, this trade is more than just a swap of players, it's a statement. It shows how teams are willing to adapt, to make bold decisions, and to prioritize long-term success over short-term gains. The Seahawks are clearly aiming to build a more balanced and financially sustainable team, while the Lions are pushing all in with a move that could define their season and beyond. This dynamic will be fascinating to watch unfold over the coming weeks, especially as the season heats up and playoff positioning becomes more critical. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks family. Do you think this move will pay off for Detroit? Are you worried about losing Walker? Or are you excited about the future with Zach Charbonnet leading the charge? Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news. Keep the passion alive, and let's see where this wild NFL ride takes us next.